Hello, this is Enterprise News Headlines. I am Angela Apa. Nigeria government and the Bank of Industry on Tuesday gave out interest-free loans to traders in various markets across Lagos. The Executive Director, Bank of Industry, Toyin Adeniji, said the move would empower market men and women to expand their businesses and contribute to the overall growth of the nation's economy through a significant rise in commercial activities. The Chief Operating Officer, Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, Uzoma Nwagba, said the loan had been made flexible to accommodate as many petty traders as possible. According to him, the exercise will be a continuous one in the markets across the country, with agents stationed in such places to educate small business owners on how to take advantage of it. The Central Bank of Nigeria said it plans to increase the interest rate as it hopes to tighten the monetary policy in response to higher inflation ahead of the general elections in February. According to a statement by CBN Deputy Governor Dr. Joseph Nana, all members of the Monetary Policy Committee had supported the idea that the monetary policy rate should increase if inflationary pressures build up. Mr. Nana said these factors would warrant a rate increase to send the right signal to the public that the central bank will tighten policy to respond to higher inflation. The president and chairman of Council, Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Dr. Uche Olowo, said an increase in interest rates was necessary to compensate for loss of value. In Africa, the U.S. Trade Representative Office and the U.S. Department of Agriculture said Morocco has agreed to accept import of American poultry products for the first time, estimating initial annual shipments at about $10 million. The agreement reserved Morocco's previous ban on U.S. poultry that was based on food safety concerns, despite a free trade agreement between the two countries. The U.S. Trade Representative Office and the U.S. Department of Agriculture said the two agencies had worked hard with the Moroccan government to provide assurance of the safety of U.S. poultry. Still on the African continent, MTN Group, Africa's biggest mobile operator, has reported a 7% decline in half of the year profit due to a lower contribution from associates and joint ventures. The company's headline earning profit came in at 215% in the 6 months through June compared with 231% a year earlier. MTN said the results were negatively affected by a hefty 66% drop to 197 million rand in contributions, mainly from its joint ventures in Iran, and a winning loss in its e-commerce joint venture, Africa's Internet Holdings. However, the company declared a dividend of 475% per share and said it was on a course to pay out a total of 500% for the 2018 financial year. And on the foreign scene, the United States has said it will impose further tariffs on Chinese goods starting 23rd August as the trade war between the world's two biggest economies continues. The top U.S. trade body said that 25% import taxes would apply to about $16 billion of annual import. Report reveals the duties are part of a broader round of U.S. tariffs on the $50 billion worth of goods, which was announced in March. However, the U.S. says the tariffs are to penalize China for unfair trade practices. Moving down to sports, Italian Serie A football club Juventus has signed up a deal with China Merchant Bank. The deal, which will run through 2020, China Merchant Bank will be designated as the Turin's club official bank in China. Report reveals the partnership represents the bank's first deal with a football club. The two parties will collaborate to create co-branded payment cards featuring the club's logo and shirts. And that's it on Enterprise News Headlines for today. For more news, updates, special reports, and shows, you can visit our website www.enterprisetv.tv. Our social media platforms are always there for your all-round information in the world of business. I am Angela Akman. Many thanks for watching.